Anyway, I finally got to the building I was looking for, the apartment I was looking for, and I ring the bell. Nothing happens. I assume no one's there. I ring again just to make sure. And just as I'm about to give up, I wait a little longer, and I hear someone shuffling to the door. An old woman's voice asks, "Who's there?" And I say, "I'm looking for Roger Goodwin." "Is that you, Roger?" she says. And then she undoes about 15 locks and opens the door. She's got to be at least 80, maybe 90 years old. And the first thing I noticed about her is she's blind. "I knew you'd come, Roger," she says. "I knew you wouldn't forget your Granny Ethel on Christmas." And then she opens her arms as if she's about to hug me. I don't have much time to think, you understand. I had to say something real fast. And before I knew what was happening, I could hear the words coming out of my mouth. "That's right, Granny Ethel," I said. "I came back to see you on Christmas." Don't ask me why I said it. I don't have any idea. It just came out that way. Suddenly, this old lady's hugging me there in front of the door, and I'm hugging her back. It was as if we both decided to play this game without having to discuss the rules. I mean, she knew I wasn't her grandson. She was old and dotty, but she wasn't so far gone that she couldn't tell a complete stranger from her own flesh and blood. But it made her happy to pretend. And since I had nothing better to do, I was happy to go along with her. So, we both go into the apartment. We spend the day together. Every time she asked me how I was doing, I would lie to her. I told her I had found a good job in a cigar store. I told her I was about to get married. I told her 100 pretty stories, and she made like she believed every one of them. "That's fine, Roger," she would say, nodding her head and smiling. "I always knew things would turn out for you." After a while, I started getting hungry. Since there was no food in the house, I went out to a store in the neighborhood and I picked up a whole bunch of stuff. A pre-cooked chicken, vegetable soup, a bucket of potato salad, a whole bunch of stuff. Granny Ethel had a couple of bottles of wine stashed in the bedroom. And so both of us together managed to put together a fairly decent Christmas dinner. We both got a little tipsy from the wine, I remember. And after the meal was over, we went out to sit in the living room, where the chairs were more comfortable. I had to take a pee, so I excused myself, and I went to the bathroom down the hallway. And that's when things took another turn. It was ditzy enough doing my little jig as Granny Ethel's grandson, but what I did then was particularly crazy, and I've never forgiven myself since. I go into the bathroom, and stacked up against the wall next to the shower, I see a pile of 6 or 7 cameras. Brand new, 35mm cameras, still in their boxes. I've never taken a picture in my life, much less ever stolen anything. But once I see those cameras sitting there in the bathroom, I decide I want one of them for myself. Just like that. And without even thinking about it, I pick up one of the cameras, tuck it under my arm, and go out back to the living room. I wasn't gone more than 3 minutes, but in that time, Granny Ethel had fallen asleep. Too much Chianti, I suppose. I went out to the kitchen to wash the dishes. She slept through the whole racket, snoring away like a baby. There was no point in disturbing her, so I decided to leave. I couldn't even write her a letter to say goodbye, seeing that she was blind and all. So I just left. I put her grandson's wallet on a table, picked up the camera again, and walked out of the apartment. And that's the end of the story.